one of the Korean casters for Pro League, is Grandmaster on the Korean server with random.
That's pretty neat.
Right?
I know, who is it? Crank is GM random.
Oh yeah, well, he's a pro gamer, so... Oh, well, with random, though, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it was pretty cool last game to see, actually, Corsair Reaver working, because I see a lot of people trying to go it, and it never works. But Franscar actually made it work, versus Mamuri, of all people. That's pretty insane.
Definitely. Didn't actually do a lot of economic damage, but did end up doing damage.
Zephyus, do you want to introduce this guy?
Sure, I can do that. I don't know who this guy is, but I think it's the top right corner. Playing as the green, but it almost looks yellow. Protoss, because most Protoss stuff is yellow. It's Franscar. Oh, I nailed it. Oh, so well.
Beautiful intro, because his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, who is actually yellow from Dust Gaming, the Korean player Mamuri.
This will be so confusing. We have an almost yellow Protoss versus an actual yellow Zerg.
I always find that funny with, it's like Zerg is slightly red tinted, or maybe only the hatches. Terran has always got that silvery blue look.
Yeah, that is a good observation. And then you have, of course, the yellow Protoss.
Yeah. Protoss gotta be pink, let's be honest. I always play pink when I play Protoss.
I always play pink Terran.
I usually play green Zerg.
Ugh.
Green Zerg? I like green Zerg. I like then you when you have red of anything, it just it's like, oh yeah, this is good. Red of anything just looks good.
It does indeed. And pink Zerg just looks horrible. I think Arctic Hydra likes to play pink Zerg, but
I don't like him anymore. I liked him before.
Wow, Blizzard Entertainment.
What about it?
Sign.
What? I'm confused.
There's a sign.
Right. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, by the way, on the other stream, I think I can't pay too much attention to that now because I'm supposed to help you guys cast this one. But I think the first game of Dirty Bag versus Arthur is going to be on that stream, so we don't have to be going on for too late because this is semifinals and there will be a final as well. Surprisingly, after the semifinals.
What? No.
I'm so full of insight and wisdom, it's insane. Alright, okay, this is really cool. We're gonna see these Zerglings now, and Franscar's gonna move his probe, and I know this doesn't look cool at all, but look at how very hard it is for these Zerglings to catch up to that probe. That's not because of the movement speed, that's because of the range lob change in the last patch. Oh yeah, that probe can just scout forever if he doesn't micro his Zerglings.
Or if the probe doesn't get microed. Yeah.
That's also a good point. But
Yeah, and keep in mind,
I don't know if...
With shield regen, as long as Lings don't have speed, a probe going completely straight will never die.
Yeah, especially... Well, actually, if the Zerglings... If they were actually manually micro to move closer before they try to attack, they would do much more damage.
I realize what you're talking about now.
Yeah. They have a range and they have what's called a range slop. I try to explain it sometime in some video that no one's watched. No, actually, it got like 2,000 views for some crazy reason. But anyway,
no, I understand it. I get it. It's funny. It's funny watching it because they're like, yes, finally. Oh,
yeah.
no.
I can just watch this pro forever now. But anyway,
Mamuri with his signature top left base.
I like this. This is very TRB-ish style, you know, because it's so much easier to defend chokes in Starbow than it is in StarCraft 2 with the, you know, the lurkers and the spines and the spores and the SimCity and everything. And spores do like,
Legacy of the Void Lurker.
Well, spores doesn't do 40 freaking explosive damage, though. That's the thing, and they have less HP as well.
So, Zephyus, was this a common thing to do in Brood War? This hatch way over here, because I see. Yeah, because I see Arctic Hydra do that a lot, too.
It was even better in Brewer because getting units through a choke in Brewer was a lot more painful than it is in Starbow because of the pathing and the unlimited unit selection. So the SimCity worked much better for Zerg than it does here. It's almost to the point where we might need to buff something to compensate.
No, we don't. No, we don't. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey guys, the probe finally... Oh wait, the probe doesn't go down.
Although...
That was so close.
Sneakers just
Oh,
finished.
no, speed.
Oh, that probe lived for 6 minutes. That was a long-lasting probe.
What a badass.
But I want to say this, though. We managed to create that interaction in Starbow without adding any ability. It was just a simple stat change, and everything got different. Just saying. Just saying.
Like it.
So
you should email David Kim, be like, yo, I'm head developer of this sweet game called Starvo. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I have some ideas.
Oh, he's heard of it, that's for sure. Anyhow, we got Corsairs coming up again. Franscar really likes this, and the Robo. He wants to try for, you know, it worked last game. I think he wants to try for the same again. There's no reason to make a Robo now unless you're going for Corsair Reaver one more time.
I like it a lot in Mamuri this time. Yes, he's getting Spire again. You always go Corsair anyways, so it's a little bit iffy with the mutas whether you want to, but I might like to see another muta play for Mamuri. I think it'd be cool. Although Scourges are so much better, just to deny the Warp Prism Reaver, whatever. Yeah, it'll be 8 Scourges instead of that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like what Mamuri could have done last game, because he did really well to try and deal with like the air threat of going Scourges and being really good at, you know, Eruptors, Hydra stopping there. But once he had enough Reavers, he just couldn't deal with the sheer number of Reavers that were out, and that's just really hard. That's kind of when his own Chobi's working against him. I guess you just really need a lot of Hydras, and you need them in a flank, and you also need to dodge a lot of storms. It's just really, really hard to deal with that.
Which is actually...
Sorry, go ahead.
Which is actually something we saw in the very first game, Mamuri winning, because he did get a couple flanks with his Hydras, with his Lurkers, and then just completely surrounded the Protoss army, decimating them. But when he was unable to do that, kind of stuck in his own base, as you said, it actually worked against him, those choke points.
Oh, it's gonna get the person. Oh, wow.
They didn't believe hard enough. Dang it.
I know, we should have.
Don't stop believing. Gosh.
I feel like just because you're the maker, you need to have an ability that's like believe, and it just like doubles the unit's health for like 10 seconds. It gives it a shield. Like every race has it. It like gives like a 200 damage shield. That's like, I believe in myself.
It's like the ending of Hook. Like, I believe in you, unit. I believe in you. And it just
Oh yeah. Yeah, you have like one High Templar that you keep, like, it also gives like 100% energy, like, so we'll just spitball in here. You just keep healing it, one High Templar, it's beautiful.
So here comes the Reaver. Oh, that Spore Crawler is going to finish, well, to do very little. That's a sad Spore Crawler.
I'm genuinely curious how much Mamuri's been playing Starvo recently, because he used to never get queens at all.
Yeah, and he also, well, he seems to be really conscious about when he's getting queens and when he's not getting queens, actually. Like, I remember we were casting an event and he was, like, not getting queens for a long time. We're like, does he not know about queens? And then the next game he, like, made queens all over the place and he was, like, really good at injecting. And it's like, oh, it seems that he just made that as an actual choice. Oh, the Hydra's...
Oh! Hydraliska! Oh.
Right, I'm gonna try and assume the role of being very analytical, so when stuff is happening, I'll just shut up and let you guys hype.
Alright, we got that hype in. Probably with, I was say with the queens, because they do cost 50 gas and Mamuri likes his Hydra Lurker, but this one Zealot gets so many kills for himself and just allowing the Reaver to do even more damage, not the Hydra.
Oh, Warp Prism goes down! Oh no!
Hydra's not really dealing with the Reaver for a while. In the end, that Reaver does pick up actually only 2 kills. Never mind.
That's fairly disappointing. He did, although, I was going to say he did heavily annoy Mamuri, but that's not really measurable. If we look at the annoy O scale, we can see that Mamuri was up to 10 at some point, so he was heavily annoyed by this harass. Meanwhile, though, we have a kind of a really weird attack from Mamuri, but Scarab is going crazy.
Yeah, where was that Scarab going?
Mamuri's in a good position as long as he just does not allow all these Zealots to kind of get out, and the Scarab's doing good, but gotta be careful right there. Lots of damage onto these Hydras. They will have to pull back, with the micro of Mamuri is very good. The Scarabs, though, are good themselves. By the way, this does supply block Mamuri with the carriers, but sorry, not the carriers, the Corsairs. Very supply block is all he's got.
Man, that last couple of micro of those Hydras versus that Reaver Scarab, okay, not that one, but like the others, they were insane. How he had like them all clumped up and then he like moved them up so only one got hit, and now as I say that, he messes up versus all the Hydras.
I got the Reaver anyway.
That's basically the thing with Zerg versus Protoss. You can almost sacrifice an infinite amount of Hydras and Zerglings as long as you pick off high important units like Reavers and High Templars. Like that's how it works, almost.
Yeah.
Man, Zealot's shoes pretty good here. They will get up right in the face of these Hydras, and actually for a little while, the Hydras DPS downing the Corsairs, so it did allow the Zealots to get a couple extra kills here, a couple extra shots off, but now, so many Hydras, and Mamuri switched it up a little bit from the last game. Just, you know what, let's be a little bit more aggressive, not quite as many Lings, and just pump out a ton of Hydras, and Hydras just decimate everything, especially through choke points.
Not the best splits. And looks like Franscar's going to be able to clean this up. Maybe.
Wow, we do see Franscar's having a lot harder time this game, putting on pressure on his opponent than he did the other game. And I think it comes back to how that initial harassment, although he was all over his opponent's bases, that Reaver actually never really did too much damage. So Mamuri is now allowed to expand and take a big portion of the map while Franscar's stuck at 2 bases.
Yeah, Franscar actually just now started Storm.
On move command! The Hydras were on move command, trying to focus down that High Templar and actually lose a lot because of that, and that actually may push completely Mamuri back. Finally, the Reaver is on the outside of the wall, allowing him to get a little bit better Scarab shots. Still it's going back and forth, as you mentioned, Ziffy is on 4, like, how many hatches actually? On 6 hatch, you can produce so many Hydras, especially with 4 income.
Oh wow, picks off that High Templar, and actually, you know, Mamuri is keeping his money low, which was something he was having a hard time doing the other games, and so that's really nice.
Zealots will be pursuing across the map, and they got to be really careful against the reinforcements of Hydras because that is all Mamuri's pumping out. And just to note, only now Lurker Den is finishing for Mamuri, so maybe he can start actually just reinforcing his aggressive position, but still going back and forth. He's playing very well in +2. He's on the way. Storm, though, is only about 5 seconds away from Franscar. That's where it's going to get iffy.
Oh, Corsairs! Oh, loses 3 Corsairs and didn't even get the Overlord.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Meanwhile, we saw Franscar earlier. I don't know if it was on the stream or not, but he did lose a Warp Prism kind of sloppy. It was empty, but kind of sucks because right now he has to make a lot of Observers to deal with his Lurkers, so he can't remake that Warp Prism, which will make him very immobile with the Reavers. On the other hand, though, having Reavers and Observers is really strong versus Lurkers, so these Lurkers are not going to... I feel it's not going to be as effective as if his opponent didn't have Reavers, which is kind of an obvious statement, but whatever.
Keep in mind that Franscar has 7 High Templar, and 6 of them all have enough energy for a Storm. A few of them even have almost 2.
Emery's got to be so careful about those clumped up units as you saw.
Oh, it Storms the Observer!
Oh no, that's not good at all. And there's another big Storm. There is enough High Templars here that potentially they could storm the Lurkers, but they're so beautifully spread out by Mamuri.
Overlord comes in and... Ooh. Observer goes down. And that was a questionable engagement from Mamuri.
Mamuri is playing so incredibly well. He gets both of the Observers, he gets 2 Reavers with a minimal amount of units, and now look at that switch. He's going 7 Mutalisks. Getting Mutalisks now is going to allow him to pick up all of these High Templars, so he's not going to have all this Hydralisk storm, and at the same time he's actually poking away at the natural of Franscar.
The army of Franscar, desperately trying to attain more income for himself, is not quite able to when he moves out, and just allowing Hydras to do more damage. Gateway only has 110 health left, and guys, I will remind you, it is currently 1-1 in this best-of-3 series, so this is it for both players, and finally,
here comes the press!
Franscar is moving into this Lurker field.
Oh, Storm hits all of the mutas, and they go down for almost no effort, although Observer went down.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate. He was dodging storms so well, but the mutas were on a move into exactly where that storm randomly had hit, so that was incredibly unfortunate. But man, earlier you saw the Hydras dodging storms so incredibly well. Mamuri is making so much work with so few units. It's like, as a Zerg player struggling to beat Protoss, it's just insane watching Mamuri micro away from all the AoEs.
Lynx pull the whole army to the third. And Mamuri
pull that full army to the bottom right-hand corner, just allowing Mamuri to push into this natural base. They not only get the gate, but now the Lurker actually hopefully will be moving up. There's 3 more Lurkers being morphed in, just about done. Franscar desperately is trying to run home to defend it. Like I was saying, it is currently 1-1. This could be it for Mamuri. Lurkers, they look to move in, then they do pull out, seeing all those Observers. For now, though, Mamuri sacks the natural base and gets rid of the Robo, gets rid of a lot right there.
Oh, will he morph Lurkers on the ramp? No Lurkers on the ramp, that would have been so sick, but it doesn't really have enough units in the main to do too much damage. Now there's a lot of army from Franscar, but the damage is already done. Like, the natural is basically dead. This third base, sure, it will maybe complete, but there's no way Franscar's going to mine anything from that base in a very long time. And it was just a beautiful move by Mamuri. His army value in total was probably less than Protoss, but he just used his mobility and the fact that Franscar really wanted to take a third base to get this opportunity.
And right now, Mamuri's actually going to kill the third base of Franscar. So for all of that damage was done, he doesn't even attain the third base because he was pulled out of position. And Franscar now knows, you know what? I gotta go for it. Pushing out across the map does push into a lurker. Sadly, takes a little damage, but while this is going to happen, simply Mamuri's going to kind of pass him in the night and head into the natural. This is going to pull once again back Franscar. I'd love to see
Templar gets taken out.
This force.
Well, it's going to take off a lot of Templars without any storms happening, and this is a really nice pickup again from Mamuri. He's going to force
GG! Franscar and Mamuri! 2-1. We'll move on to the finals.